Day 4, 30 days in the garage. I was gonna work on the XS500 today, but the power went out at my friend's house yesterday and his generator doesn't work, so we're just gonna try to get the generator going.
Hey, you ever sitting in your basement and then the storm starts coming through, the power goes out, you pull your generator out, try to fire it up, but nothing but gas is spilling all over your driveway and your dogs are putting their little paws in it and running all over the driveway with gasoline paws? Well, that's what brought us here today. When you turn on the gas, it just blasts out the air filter. So that's the problem.
What probably happened is your float needle got stuck in the carburetor, so the fuel is just free flowing into the carburetor and out of the airbox. But it's also possible that a bunch of it flowed into the motor and hydro-locked the piston, so it's can't compress gasoline like it compresses air. So it filled it up and locked it.
Oh, but that's way easier to move than it was before.
Okay, we can switch the camera mic so we can hear what Scott says. Yeah, so now that you can turn it over, we don't want to try to start it because if it was hydro-locking, then it's going to have a bunch of fuel in the oil over here. Yeah, this smells like gas.
Yeah, there was gas like pouring out of here yesterday.
Yeah, and this is, whoa, this is wet.
That'd be a big boy explosion. Potentially.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah. Stinks. We can see what the spark plug looks like. Oh yeah, that's pretty wet. I guess it'd probably be a good idea to change the oil in case it did fill up with gas and you don't have diluted oil running through there. So you can turn the gas on to see if it still leaks out of the carburetor. Oh yeah, looks like it might be weeping a little bit.
So if it's coming out this way, could it just be flowing into the engine too? Is that your concern?
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely gushing less gas than it did yesterday, because yesterday it was just like pouring gas out of the hose as fast as it could.
Okay, out of the bottom of the air filter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gasoline is on.
All right, yes, fuel is flowing. I'm gonna close it and we'll see if the float gets stuck. It works like a toilet bowl, so once the level of gas gets high enough in this little bowl down here, then the floats turn off the gas valve inside here.
So Jeff was saying, well, it shouldn't leak gas out of the car because the float would stop it, but that's only if the float works.
A lot of times they get stuck if they've dried out. So like if you did drain the gas last year, I wouldn't be surprised if the float got stuck on the first fill. It's not leaking, so we should drain the oil. That's what we should do first. Drain the oil.
I'm gonna smell it, see if it smells like gas. Yeah. It smells like it got some gas in there.
Alright, well, try it. I wonder if it flooded out. But it's a little wet, but not crazy. The fuel is on, right?
No.
Oh. Leaking gas into it again. Just tapping the float bowl very lightly. Yeah, it's really leaking. I guess next step would be to take the carburetor off and clean it. Yeah, there's a bunch of gas in this thing again. Yay! It's the compressed air that really does it to it. Well, I don't know, man. Sometimes the needles just get stuck. I don't get why.
When you say needle, is it like that whole thing is the needle?
Yeah, this is the float needle. Well, it hangs on this float right here on this tab.
Oh, like so.
Yeah, so when the float goes up, it pulls the needle out of the hole, and this little rubber tip plugs the hole
So
in
that's
the
the
float.
actual float.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like once you're that old and if you can't beat yourself off, then it's like you don't need to.
Just pull it away from the motor and test it. So go ahead and turn it on. Make sure it's getting gas. Open up the drain a little bit.
On your hands.
Yep, it's getting gas, so we'll make sure it closes itself.
Dude.
All right, I don't think it's leaking. Let's put it together. This is an aftermarket natural gas converter, so this is not on the stock machine. And the little tube extensions that we just screwed on are not going to be on the stock machine. Plug in the spark plug and turn on the motor, and doesn't have any problems. Okay, for some reason my microphone died here, but we finally managed to get the generator running for a little while, and it was running kind of funky, so we figured maybe after it warmed up it would do better, or if we plugged in that heat gun to draw some amps from it, maybe that would help it run better, and eventually it was running fine on its own. So I was like, okay, good job everybody, we finally fixed the generator, we're all really happy, everything's gonna be sweet. Except joke was on me, because after I did my cute little camera stare, we started it up again, and guess what? A bunch of gas was just pouring out of into the hot exhaust and just getting me all fogged up. So I decided to take the spark plug out again and see if there was a bunch of fuel leaking back into the cylinder, which there was, as you can see here. So after that, we kind of stood around and stared at it for a little while, but the truth is the power was back on, so it wasn't really necessary for us to dig super deep into this thing, and I was getting tired and I had to wake my daughter up from a nap. So thanks for watching, guys. We still got 26 more days in the garage. Hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe.